The U.S. Navy is the most powerful navy in the world. To add to that, a brand new, largest of its kind, aircraft carrier has been launched, the USS Gerald R. Ford, CVN-78. This is the most advanced aircraft carrier in the world, and it has the stats to prove it. Check out what this aircraft carrier brings to the war table. 1. Commissioned in 2007, U.S. Vice President Dick Cheney looks at a scale model of the new U.S. Navy aircraft carrier, the USS Gerald R. Ford during a naming ceremony at the Pentagon in Washington, the 16th of January 2007. Jason Reed, AFP, Getty Images. The vessel was named under George W. Bush's administration in 2007, and was built by Huntington Ingalls Industry, Newport News Shipbuilding. The ship cost about $13 billion to bring to life. Next, this ship moves some serious water. 2. That's quite a bit of displacement for an aircraft carrier. The first new U.S. aircraft carrier designed in 40 years. Chief Mass Communication Specialist Christopher Delano, U.S. Navy via Getty Images. The Ford is a massive ship. It can displace more than 100,000 long tons full load. That's the equivalent of moving 224 million pounds of water out of the way. Next, that's a huge flight deck. 3. It's the largest flight deck in the world. USS Gerald R. Ford, CVN-78, Mass Communication Specialist, 2nd Class, Ridge, Leone, U.S. Navy via Getty Images. The flight deck of this beauty is 256 feet wide, and 1,092 feet long. You may also notice that the island, or the flight deck's observation tower, is located more towards the rear of the vessel, rather than the center. Next, size does matter. 4. The island is much smaller. Marine One sits on the flight deck during the commissioning ceremony for the USS Gerald R. Ford in Norfolk, Virginia, on July 22, 2017. Jim Watson, AFP, Getty Images. Thanks to a huge amount of advancements in technology, the island on this craft is much smaller. That allows for more room on the flight deck to store planes after or before they launch. Next, get out of the way of this anchor. 5 anchors away, sailors polish the capstone inside the ship's forecastle. U.S. Navy Mass Communication Specialist, 3rd Class Christopher Ruiz, released the anchor on this behemoth is actually smaller than its predecessors. It weighs in at 30,000 pounds, which is actually half of the former Nimitz-class carrier's anchors. The chain on this bad boy is an impressive 1,440 feet long. Next, that's a whole lot of power. 6. Nuclear-powered propulsion. This is actually a really fast ship. Mass Communication Specialist, 2nd Class, Ridge, Leone, U.S. Navy via Getty Images. The Ford is powered by 2, not 1, 2, nuclear reactors attached to 4 shafts. This vessel can reach speeds of up to 30 miles per hour. In maritime terms, that is extremely fast for the size of a vessel. With that kind of power, it won't have to refuel for a long time. Next, let's talk defense. 7A, Rolling Airframe Missile System. Rolling Airframe Missile Launching System, U.S. Navy Mass Communication Specialist, 3rd Class, Ryan Lietzenberger, released the RAM is one of the Navy's most powerful defensive tools. It uses radio and infrared frequencies to track and destroy anti-ship missiles. Accompanying this powerful automated defense shield is the evolved Sea Sparrow missiles, for added range and precision. Next, if something were to get past that, this defense system farts bullets. 8. The Phalanx. A Phalanx close-in weapon system. Jim Watson, AFP, Getty Images. From the sound that this thing makes, the Phalanx close-in weapon system basically farts bullets. It's the last line of defense, and throws up a wall of bullets at any incoming ordnance. The Phalanx can fire 4,500 bullets in a minute. Next, enough about defense, let's talk about offense. 9. The Ford can hold a little over 75 aircraft. A shot of the hangar on the USS George H. W. Bush, CVN-77, is pretty similar to the Ford. Andrew Caballero Reynolds, AFP, Getty Images. First and foremost, the Ford is a support ship. We deploy our aircraft carriers to conflict zones around the world to provide support. This ship is equipped to house over 75 aircraft, and all the ammunition they need. Next, this amazing new system helps get all those ships in the air, fast. 10. Electromagnetic catapults. A catapult officer gestures just before a Boeing EA-18G Growler takes off. Andrew Caballero Reynolds, AFP, Getty Images. Traditional aircraft carriers used a steam-powered system of cables to catapult aircraft off the flight deck. The USS Gerald R. Ford uses an electromagnetic system that takes up much less room, and lasts much longer than the former system. Plus, it allows aircraft to launch incredibly fast. Next, this baby is built to last. 11. The Ford will last 50 years. It could remain at sea indefinitely. Brittleone, U.S. Navy. Via Getty Images. With proper maintenance, this craft is meant to last more than 50 years. Best of all, with all the advancements in the design of the ship, maintenance visits will be drastically reduced, letting the ship stay out to sea longer. Follow the cheat sheet on Facebook.